Hello, I'm Rohan and I'm here at the BBC Radio Leicester headquarters in Leicester. And I'm speaking to John, who works for the BBC. So, hi John, how are you?
Very well, thanks.
So could you tell us your role, the role that you play in the BBC?
Well, today it's been one of organisation, making sure that you as young reporters could move from one news event to another. So that day was very well planned. And what it allowed you to do is you could concentrate on the filmmaking and not fuss with all the telephone calls and all the arranging.
So why do you think us, the young generation, should be involved in taking, for example, part in the school report?
Because I think it gets you interested in news from an early age. You already are interested in news, but suddenly when you actually make that news, you realise this is something I could be a part of as well. I can be a news gatherer.
So what do you like most about working for the BBC?
Definitely the fact that it can reflect those things that are really local and important. That's the bit of the BBC that gets me. I work for a local radio station, and what we do is we're able to just reflect back some of those stories that might have got missed.
So could you tell us what the hardest part of being in the BBC is?
Yeah, I can. It's when new technology comes along. You've learnt one thing and then suddenly you've got another camera that you have to learn, or maybe a new piece of computer software. So wherever possible, get good at learning these items as quickly as possible.
So could you tell us what equipment you use as part of your day-to-day life in the BBC?
I'd say it's a recording microphone. It's about the size of the microphone you've got there, but it records and then you can take it back to the studio, edit it and prepare it for news. Other devices I use are just simple things like your smartphone that you've got on you. I've done a story when there was a power cut that's been recorded on a smartphone and that's made it to television. So think of all the things you've got. Even if it's a pen and paper, you can get a story off that and write it up later or voice it later for radio.
Have you wrote any stories recently for the BBC?
I suppose the stories that I'm concentrating on at the moment are the bus tour that is going on around the regions to get into those schools and capture their stories for BBC School Report.
So could you give us one top tip for a budding reporter?
I think the top tip is listen to what the guest is saying. You've got your questions, you've prepped up those questions, but if you're listening, then you can get that extra clarity off that person that might have been missed. You might come in with another question that's off your list, but it came because you were listening to what I was saying.
Okay, thank you for your time.